Alright guys, one more thing we got to do is I want to take the breech off. Everything got washed. I am almost on the point where we are going to start polishing. I have my pile of stuff to polish. I want to polish these two rods as well. So it's always an unfortunate way to do it. We got to get our standard Allen set. That's the 16th Allen. We got to remove these two weirdo screws. Or set screws, I should say. Let's look at the body set screw too. We're going to remove the two center screws as well, just because they don't look the best, and I want to try to make this thing cooler. Gotta be careful. I put oil down. I don't want to damage the signature. So remove these, clean these two up. They don't really have to get removed if it's not leaking. It's a weird spot to leak if it does. Oh, you are tight, aren't you? You came though. Ah, more Loctite. Look at that. Surprising. Super surprising. Alright. So let's see what we can do. Well, like everything else, not exactly easy. So you can feel that this starts moving a little bit as I pivot this. So we're going to try to stop that. So the front one's not happy. Let's try to get the back out first. Also not happy. That's about trying to be gentle because it's a very shallow screw. We got a little bit of movement. It's not a shallow screw, it's a thin screw. And what we're going to try to do is yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but those are a little bit rusty, and I have another solution if this thing fails on us, but hopefully we can make this work. Back to the crappy vise. I gotta grab one more thing. Oh, there it is. That blow hammer. Bang. So, backs out. We will get that out later. I do not care at this point. Let's grab another one, try to get the front out. We want to be kind of fragile. Or not fragile, I can't speak to it. I'm sorry, guys. We want to be gentle to not overdo it. So basically you want to try to get in a position where you can hit it as close as possible to the source here. It's coming. It's real hard. Okay. All right. So we're going to put the rest of that body down over there. Get it out of the way. And now we can clean up everything on the polisher. Sometimes I like to bring a little polish over here, but I'm going to use my real polisher that I like using. And we'll polish every guy up. A couple of these things worked out pretty well. We got our ball detent working fully, which is nice. Got that restored basically. Everything else looks pretty good out of the cleaner. Something I noticed, which I didn't notice before, and I received a couple emails from them going back and forth. I'll get to that in a little more detail later, but I guess they made an error with their plate thickness. This is the plate that clamps the solenoid down on the first batch, so you know it's post-anodizing machine work, which neat to see. So it's first run gun, obviously, which means maybe you got some errors like that. I mean, it's something. The only mark I've ever really seen this happen on is alien stuff. Like I've seen a couple alien markers where post-anodizing, post-machining, they had to alter something, but you know, pre it wasn't like that. But interesting to see that there was a little bit of a foobar on their part. Maybe they switched solenoids or something. I have no idea, or maybe they did something different. But yeah, they actually modified that plate. Never seen a modified plate like that before, which is cool. Little you know, Easter egg, I guess. Let me try to get these two out, and now I'll go over to the polisher. I'll bring the camera. We'll go, you know, full bore on this guy. So these rods are steel, so I'm using my aluminum jaws. And offhand, I forget the size of this screw, but it's like M2 or something like that, like 1.5. I forget. It's not a standard size, but I picked up a box of them for super cheap on McMaster Car, and I just use them. And a lot of times they actually break, and just makes it a bigger pain in the ass. But luckily, little bit of oil. I oiled that just a touch right over there before I started this, and just let it go. Alright, so things we want to focus on is we want to make sure we polish up both sides of this, and we're going to polish the screw that touches it too, just because we want the best slip action we can get there to set the breech right and make sure the breech stays where we want it to stay, position wise and stiffness wise. So we're going to reset. I'm going to, sorry about the poor lighting in the next setup, but yeah, I'm going to set up next to the polisher. Be right there. You guys can hear me over the wheel. I'm just going to cut it real quick. I'm going to start with some red. I should probably work from the other side here, but that's a pretty good angle, right? I can get in here and work. Hopefully you can see over my shoulder. Start with some red, and then we'll switch over to white. We're going to polish pretty much everything. There's functionally zero reason to polish the hammer, like, at all, but, you know, this build we're doing a little bit more than the typical restoration, so why not, right? Just getting a little warm, I need a little water. I'll be right back, grab a bucket of water. Alright, so yeah, when you polish it gets a little warm. Dip in a little bit of water, sink that heat out. Let's keep going. I like to do long ways polishing like this on cylinders to try to cut the inconsistency out of the polish. This is just gonna be our first polish. We're gonna do another one, but just good practice. The first part polished, initial polish. If something else doesn't matter, this is the HPR piston. Also doesn't matter to polish it, but we'll do it anyway. This one we can actually do a little trick. Let me grab an Allen key. Alright guys, we're back. So for this, just toss an Allen key through the center of it so it can't go flying on us. Part 2 is polished. I got a hanger. Alright, so now we'll do our first part that actually matters, the LPR piston. This one will see a little bit of a benefit from polishing because the O-ring rides directly on the piston shaft here. So I think I heard a beep there. I don't know if I lost you guys or not. This part's not even visible unless you break the ram open. This is that front top hat. What we're actually going to do with this one, which is more important, is we're going to polish the inner diameter of it in the next stage. And that can actually help the ram operate smoother. Let's give it a little love though. This is the snap ring. Again, this needs no polish at all, but I'm never going to polish this side because I'm going to lose it. It's going to go flying, so I'm just going to polish the head up so it's the part you see. Now another part. I could use some real polishing. The ram shaft itself. Cut the brass part up first. Let's do the snap ring side. Might help make a cleaner snap out. Don't know how true that is, but you know, we'll go bro science on this. We'll lay into the wheel a little bit now. Now we're on the steel. Back end's nice and shiny. Let's try to do the threads, knock out the rest of that Loctite. Just to hold it easier. Getting up. First polish. Let's do another pointless polish. Still got you guys. Let's do the housing, or the valve, I should say. And we have zero reason to do this part, it's just as we can. Nice and shiny now. Let's polish the shafts. A couple things that really should be polished. I'm trying to get rid of the rust on these. Not a whole lot. I find it real important that we polish the tips of these, just for a smoother transaction with the breech. Now it's all glittery. I like polishing the back so it's a smoother transaction with the bolt. Or interaction, I should say, not a transaction. Yeah, I don't know where my mind is tonight, guys. I'm sorry about that. This is actually the pin for the roto breech. It's not the side pieces. grabbed this one next by accident. This piece was real rusty, if you guys remember. Not bad looking. Getting the rust off. Couple very small pits on it. Not much more to expect out of it though. There's the little pin we got to try to get out. Ooh, that's warm. Pin it up there. Those threads could use a little bit of love. It's looking pretty good. All right. Now we gotta do the front. Alright. Oh, one little piece left. We're going to do the trigger pin, because this can actually help. Now we're going to cut the wheel. Still going. This sucks. It could be better, but let's get our white on. Just go backwards. Give it our final shine. Real smooth feeling, so that's what we want. Start with the parts that don't matter. good shine on it. Alright guys, I finished up this part of the polishing. I think I'm losing you guys on a couple of these. Apologize for that, but let's go back to the bench and do the internal stuff. Alright guys, back to the bench. There's not a whole lot of parts inside an Angel to polish. We're going to touch up in here a little bit. Just a bit, nothing crazy. We're going to polish inside this, and we're going to try to touch in the trigger. Woo. Spin like a top. A really hot top. Put that in the aluminum. And what that does is it just makes this interaction that much smoother between these two surfaces, which is pretty buttery smooth now. That's all polished. We polished the inner ring. We polished the ring there. Makes that slide a little smoother. I don't want to polish this because I'm not even sure we're going to use it, number one. It's pretty worn. But the interaction's pretty tight. I don't want to polish it, lose material, and let more air go out the back unnecessarily. So I'm hesitant to actually polish that fully. Last piece, we'll try to get in there just a touch, nothing crazy. But that just helps. With this pin, so that's buttery smooth too. And yeah, that's really it. I was debating polishing this side of this, but I think it's kind of cool that they did it that way, so I'm just gonna let it be. Everything looks pretty good. Oh, let me get in the crevices here. This stuff's going to get another bath in the ultrasonic cleaner. Point of it is going to be to, hold on a second. Point's try to get all the polish off a lot of these pieces. You don't want the additional polish or anything moving, because it's the whole point of it is to take material away. So it will rip up your O-rings, and it will kill the part. Actually, it basically kills the O-rings if you don't get the polish off this stuff, or the compound I should say, not the polish. If you don't get the compound off this stuff, it just kills the O-rings basically, and the marker comes back screwed up because you over polished it and you didn't fix anything with it. So these parts are gonna go back in the cleaner, get that off, and then we're gonna wipe it down with alcohol to finish that off. The last thing we got to do with our pre-setup before we put this marker back together is try to get this pin out and get a new one in there somehow. I'll be back with that one over at the drill press, and we'll do what we can. Actually, before that, I'm going to try to actually grind that down to make a divot. Find the right grinder. It's probably this one. So let's get the vise to make this just easier. Bring that closer to the vise. Cut down on the deflection. What that gives us a center to shoot for, so we can actually grab that with the little drill bit, or else we'd be screwed with that. So let's go back over to the drill press and try to get this pin drilled. Oh boy, this is gonna be a tough one. I got to sacrifice another one to grab the pin from it, so that's my next step. I'm gonna try to grab one of those right now, and if not, I'll figure out something to put a pin back in that bastard. All right, be right back. Alright guys, this is literally the tiniest drill bit I have. It's an 040, a little bit over a 32nd of an inch. I'm trying to get a V-block that fits this, but it's just so small. Take our time with it. Let me try to grind this a little more. I'll be right back. Alright, so I ground it down a little bit more. Just to make a little bit more of a landing spot. It's just not too happy. Let me shorten up on the drill bit. Just not going to be too happy about that either, but sorry guys. Almost. God damn. Alright. Gotta try something a little more drastic. Be right back. Alright. Try to keep this thing from rotating. And that's not super happy either. So we gotta make more of a point. But we're doing something so tiny. I have this little end mill. It's probably just going to break it, but it's not easy putting really tiny holes in things. It's definitely straighter though. Hasn't broken yet. So let's try one more thing. So I got a super tiny burr, or deburring tool I should say. This is more for grinding, but okay, I got that to lock down. So now we're going to try our super small bit. Spinning around a bunch, but there it goes. Hopefully we made enough of a tiny hole. We go to the real hero. Alright. Alright guys, go put this back on the bench and we'll go from there. Alright guys, I pulled this one from another. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. It's real tight. Let me zoom in. Or not. Oh wait, that's my focus probably. Hey. You guys can see the hole I have in here. I grabbed another pin from a different marker. Not marker, but a different set. I gotta try to put this bastard in. So let me get a little hammer. I think that one it might be a little too easy. Let's try to just okay, that's set pretty good then. And we've got the plastic part. All right. Let's come back out. I think I set that deep enough. Might be a little too deep. I think it normally sits a touch out, but I mean, for just kind of eyeballing it on that really wasn't bad. Oh, she is rusty in there still, huh? Well, it fits. We gotta clean that bore up best we can. Because we just got rust all over our nice new rod. Alright, like I said, I'm gonna have to clean these parts again in the cleaner. Nothing to really see there, just putting it in the ultrasonic cleaner. And let's just get I got one more thing for that. Damn. Kind of sucks I can't get this body soaked, but oh well. It is what it is. This is way too close for me to comfortably do anything with the signature there. So let's clean the body up as we can. We'll give everything a final clean. Just gonna use some alcohol on you. Just be very gentle. Okay. Grab a couple more. Clean up the crevices. Look at that. Bruh. Again, this is alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, so whatever I don't wipe up, it's just going to evaporate. Hey, that O-ring's still there. Look at that. Now it's mixed with a little bit of paint gunk, but alright. So the body's clean for now. We'll call that clean. We'll probably inspect it a little bit more later. Need a breech seal. I don't know if it fell off somewhere or if it just wouldn't exist for us, but no big deal. Now these were all rusty, so we're going to try to see if we can get any of that crap out of here. A little bit. All right. I can get rid of the rest of this garbage in there. That'd be super cool. while I'm doing that, I gotta put that back in the cleaner, but just give that a little more oil. Alright guys, I think this one's getting a little long. Yeah, we did the restoration, polished up everything a little too much, but I'm going to clean them off again. Got the body fully broken down now, and everything's ready to go. Clean off the parts that were polished one more time, and we're going to start the reassembly process. And I have to do all the electrical still. I have to get the battery going and all that stuff. Just thought of that. But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be its own video or not. We'll see how long this one... I've been taking my time with it. Trying to just do everything and, you know, hit everything up. That's curious. I gotta ask him if this is a stainless steel kit that he bought for this, or if these were just from the factory like this. Because they weren't always stainless. But a lot of the stuff's stainless. A couple things are not. We will redo them. Not a problem. Gotta clean up some of those. That's really not a big deal though. Yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave off on this part of the video. Next one, it's either going to be assembly of the parts, or it's just going to be getting the electrical stuff together. Getting the battery made. I think I'm going to make the whole battery on camera. I know I made one once before, but maybe I can make a better video of that. And I think I have enough to make another charger. Yeah, I got some chargers right there, so I'll make a charger again, just to, well, not kill time, but just do a complete, and try to be as complete as I can on this video. God, it makes that feel so nice. Alright guys, this is Andrew at FloryPB. This is halfway through the restoration, we're going to call it. We are getting there. Everything's together. We salvaged the part that was broken, which is really cool. Like I said, I'll get the rest of the stuff in the cleaner again, clean it off. And yeah, we are about ready to start putting it back together and do the tune. Alright guys, that's it for now. See ya.